this next clip, could you set up this next clip? This is the Scott has it. It's the something with a scimitar.
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, this is from Todd Browning's silent film called The Show. The man who's the lead there is John Gilbert in the lead. And what this is actually a little piece of theater history. From the 1400s on, they realized that when they put on plays, they could get Bible themes. And Bible themes would draw a family audience, kind of like at Chautauqua. You could have dancing girls, but then Billy Sunday had to preach, right? So you could put on a play, and if you had a religious passion play or miracle play, you had that audience. And they also knew what Cecil B. DeMille knew. That Bible story will have a plot, a subtext, some sex, and some violence, all wrapped up into one. And the most common miracle play that they did was the beheading of John the Baptist. In fact, amongst theater troops, it was called Chopping the Baptist because it was like a shtick that they all did. And dating back to the 1438, I think it was, the first props made for a play that were straight up illusions were a knife, a platter, and a table to facilitate the beheading of John the Baptist. And that is what Todd Browning replicates in this clip from The Show.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, do we see a woodcut of this in Scott's Discovery of Witchcraft or some of these early books?
Yes.
It exists. I mean, it's in some of the earliest books on conjuring. The first stage illusion is the beheading of John the Baptist.
Yes.
And if you look in history, the first magic trick by Dedi in Egypt is a beheading. Right? So you're going to lose your head over this great clip.
Yes.
And I gotta see your set list. It's got to be like Karen sings a ballad, Ed does ping-pong ball juggling, the beheading of John the Baptist, to music and movies, sonic cinema experience, and then hypnotism by Kentonism. By I could just see the set list on the wall. Okay, let's roll this clip, and then we'll talk about this clip. And then, Kat, do we have some questions in the house?
Yeah.
We do. Okay, keep those questions coming. We're here as long as you're here holding up your hands. So let's have a couple more questions and let's run the clip. That is a badass clip. Let me. The more I watch that, the more I love it. Evan, what did you think of that? Give me. I want to hear Evan. She just goes 2 thumbs up. Now I want to talk to Evan here about that for a second.
Oh man, I was enthralled by that one. The cut to the foot on the lever and the looks, you could get so much out of the eyes. Oh my gosh, I was yes. This is this is so great. Thank you for sharing it.
Now that must have been a legitimate theater technique, because it just smacks of like, yeah, that's how they rigged that. Because theater illusionists, guys that come up with theater illusions, think very differently than magic illusionists. They just come up with these different methods. But you folks did the music. Now who's playing what? Karen, what are you playing on that?
I am actually doing a lot of those mysterious ethereal sounds that you hear, pads, things like that. So yeah, just definitely pads behind, and of course Kenton is doing the piano as well, and on electric guitar. So basically a music pad right there.
All right, so it's all the 3 of you. I've watched that clip a number of times, and you know what can anybody tell me what the whole genre reminds me of? What it reminds me of is when Giorgio Moroder rescored Fritz Lang's Metropolis. Remember how cool that was back in the 80s when they took and they colorized Metropolis, and they got they got some band behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of bands, right? I think, I think Radio Gaga used that. Queen's Radio Gaga used some of the imagery of the Fritz Lang.
Oh yeah, there was influence, absolutely, the Fritz Lang thing. And again, one of my all-time favorite films was Metropolis. Still is. I mean, I'll watch that any day.
Yeah, but what you've done is taken these archetypal movie images and this piece of magic that is not seen anymore, or at least not since Ricciardi was cutting Rena in half. Doing this mashup of live theater, music, and cinema, and it's never really been done before.
Yeah, it's a really unique combination. We have such love for movies and such love for magic. So the music really is easy for us to write scores that embrace and embellish, what the images are.
It's fascinating. It's really fascinating. Now, I know, Kat, we have